girls when I was your age. And you know, if you're like me, when you have debt, you tend to hide from the truth. At least I did. So we can talk about that. And now that I'm not in debt, in fact, I've done really well over the years, and I like to teach people to do the same. But you know, I still feel like I have to hide my identity. It's sad in a way, really, that people that have money and have done really well for themselves have to hide in society, just like dead people do. People that have debt. Like, for example, you may have debt. Other people in your neighborhood, maybe your friends. And of course, we have to hide debt. But then, again, even when you get older, if you've done really well, you also have to hide the fact that you've done really well. I don't know. It's just a really strange thing. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and have some of your tea? That is so good. It's good for your sore throat. So, that's the reason why I wear this silly outfit, because, you know, again, I think people that have money have to hide just as much as people that don't have money. right now I live in a condo community. I've been there for 20 years. It's a very small, one-bedroom place. And I've had really good luck in terms of never having to pay for anything really outrageous. You know, through the years it was never a money pit. However, you know, we live in the state of Florida, and all of a sudden now, condo communities like this one are being assessed a lot of money to fix things like the roofs because they can't get insurance, and there's a hurricane risk. And so, believe it or not, last year I had an assessment. It was $3,000, and that's in addition to my monthly association fees, right? Well, now we just learned that they're going to hit us up with another special assessment this year in 2024. And for my unit, because I own like 0.8284% in shares of the community, I'm one of 108 units, and it's a small one bedroom, like I said. But I'm going to be assessed $9,400. Now I can pay that over 4 payments with no interest, or it can be financed. But here's what I wanted to share with you. You know, you're so young. You've got your whole life ahead of you. You should prepare for things like what I'm going through right now. You'll have a lot of years where if you keep your expenses really low and you keep your income up, continue to save and invest, keep your emergency fund up, because there will be times like what I'm experiencing right now where I have to pay nearly $10,000 this year. And I have the money, and it feels really good to know that you have the money, and I'll just pay the 4 payments: July, August, September, and October, and not even really blink an eye. I mean, of course I would like to keep the money, right? Everybody would. But the point is, when you're in good times, don't make the mistake of increasing your lifestyle so much and spending all that money. Keep your baseline of spending the same and stay happy, right? And save that for the times that you'll need it. I know it sounds so cliche, but seriously, your future self will thank you. Now, what I'll leave you with here today is, by the way, how do you like the tea? Do you like it? I know it is so good. It's so relaxing. It helps me sleep. So I'm hoping that by having this conversation, you feel a little bit better, that you're ready to sleep soon. But what I wanted to share with you is that in my community where I live, there are a lot of people that are your age. They're in their late 20s, their early 30s. And right now, they're being assessed the same amount of money that I'm being assessed. So I have to think back to when I was that age. Let's say 20 years ago, I was 37. I had just bought this condo. And if this would have happened, you know, if we would have been assessed this dollar amount, I would have had to deal with it. You have to deal with things as they come into your life, right? You can't shy away from things. Now, the association is allowing us to take a loan, but that loan is at 7.5% interest, which is relatively or whatever. And it is a 10-year loan. Imagine just buying your first place and then it being hit up with a $9,000 to $10,000 to $12,000 assessment based on the size of your condo. So I know that times are tough right now for a lot of people. You know, but like I always say, you cannot change where you are in life. You know, I had 10 or 11 years where I was just surviving, just barely getting by like you are. And it was tough. But I'll never ever forget. I'll never forget those years because it gave me the skill sets that I needed once the thriving years came. And the thriving years will come. And your thriving years will come. So just hang in there, and I hope you feel better. It's no fun being sick, and it's even worse when you have a money hangover. Like, you spent too much money, and then you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh. So many people do that, and they just deal with it, right? So anyway, I guess I'll get back to your parents in the other room, and I just want to say, hang in there. You're gonna do great. You just have to get through this little bump in the road. And you know what? I think you'll look back and hopefully you'll remember this conversation that you had with me. And maybe it'll change the trajectory of your future and how you think and behave and react to how money can really make a difference in your life, either from a negative sense or a very positive one as well. And I hope for you it's going to turn around and be a very, very positive influence in your life to give you the security that it can really give you. Alright, so hang in there. Do you have any questions